What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Awajima Hyakkei, this time with what I believe is the final episode, unfortunately. Show is still incredibly under the radar, underrated, underwatched, and undervalued, I think. It's been absolutely incredible. One of the best shows this season. I get that it's a little confused, and I've been confused during portions with the whole dual names with like the show name and then the actual kind of name. That's especially the most confusing thing for me anyway. But I love the kind of generational story, not just of Awajima but of the characters. I think last episode was one of the best of the whole show, focused on Ibuki and her death, and then the kind of story of her life, meeting some of the people who influenced by her actions, and Emmy. And yeah, it was just an incredible episode. So I felt like last episode was a really good place to wrap up. So I'm really excited to see how we do kind of finish things off today. Maybe on a bit of a lighter note, perhaps. But yeah, just absolutely love this show. But we're in current day, judging by the adverts. And yeah, as I said, just incredible how underrated the show is. Incredible. I would have expected it to be much higher regarded. Oh, is this at the release of her book? Okay, so we're actually continuing where we left off. Days of Party. I almost think this is going to have the reverse, like, action as to what people expect. You might think people might not want to go to the school anymore and such, but I actually feel like people might want to go to school even more after all this. I mean, it's getting a lot of publicity, and they say any publicity is good publicity. Behind the glamour, student revealed the reality of Awajima. Getting exposed on YouTube. Momoka, end of the world. Sorry, I did just want to read that YouTube title. Exposed, Awajima, drama alert. I haven't thought about that thing in like years. Drama alert. It is the woman behind it all. It was everywhere. That's a pretty good way of putting that. That was a very, very poetic way of putting that, wasn't it? So that was the guy that wasn't a big fan of all this last week. I was kind of confused for a second. I was like, didn't we already see his? Oh. Dark room again. He took that pretty well. Oh, he was rather unhappy last week, wasn't he? Didn't say anything today though. I mean, in a funny way, this is it might have like this is what happens when you are like an actress as well, right? Things like this. Think so? You really think that? I mean, that's definitely a way you can interpret this, and totally understandable being the direct family members of her. But I don't know. He just wants his wife to live a bit longer in a sense, doesn't he? I'd love to hear. Yeah, that's the way I choose to look at this, honestly. But you're an adult woman, you know. It's like a 50-year-old woman and like a bloody child. It's nice to see that though, isn't it? That kind of childlike enthusiasm for something like this. Oh, it was incredibly tough. This was for her. Again, I couldn't imagine trying to write something like this. So many feelings and emotions and connections on the line. The people of which being discussed being dead. Like I wouldn't be able to do. Just her editor that we met last week. As I said, sometimes the names is a bit confusing who we're actually talking about or talking to. Yeah. Is her. Now what now? Satoru. Oh wow. Holy shit, we could turn this into a play? Holy shit, that is incredible, isn't it? A story about themselves are going to be played out by them, by the school itself. That is wow. That is really strange. What the hell? I'm surprised they'd want to. Considering again a slight negative look they put on it, but it is a rather dramatic story. Wow. Did not expect that. Wow. Iyajima. I always thought the school's fault. Not really named it clear, to be honest. You'd think so. Again, there's surely a lot of drama here, and obviously it's made for a very good anime story, so. Will they? How much will they change? Is a good question. How's these guys? I love these two. I was thinking, who the hell's that for a second? Ah, because he looks quite a bit like the son. I mean, he's wearing the same jumper as well, so it was a bit confusing. He looks a lot like the son of the of Emmy's um the grandson, I guess. Because he looks just like him. Most confusing thing is he's wearing the same jumper, but it's him from the episode where we're meant to meet that person and go to see the stage. That's really nice to see him again. I wonder if there's anyone else we notice here. I mean, I definitely recognise these characters. Um, these two. I don't recognise her all that much, but I definitely recognise this girl. I think that was the girl with the artist friend, the boy that gave the password to her his private Twitter account. Okay, that's really nice. But yeah, really surprising that they actually accepted to do a story, like to do a play of a story about their own like scandal. Again, I don't think it says much about the school. Things like that go on everywhere, every school, no matter how high profile, low profile. Like, I don't think they had to like clear their name up per se or anything, but I feel like there definitely probably will be changes to this story. That makes sense in a way because it is an incredibly dramatic and great story. So if we're judging it based off that, then they were sure to adapt it. But yeah, nice to see these guys again. Really nice to see these two. Be there day one, baby. I need to watch that Wuthering Heights movie. That oh no, I don't. I heard it. I heard it was actually quite bad. I'm thinking of something else. There was a recent Wuthering Heights movie that got pretty bad reception. I think I'm thinking of that other movie that was, yeah, talking nonsense. Apologies. Hamnet. That's the one. That's the one I need to watch. Oh, it's really good. My Oshi. How many people really think like that? I love this actor too much to see her in a role I don't like. Deep, bro. Yeah, makes sense. So he's been tasked with writing the script of the play, yeah? I somewhat recognise that name. But as I said in the intro, I'm really bad with names, so. I know this was the girl with the artist friend. Okay, I thought it was the other girl. I love that she put that on the. That's the only thing on the wall. It's a nice bit of artwork, to be fair. So definitely reckon this is the awfully enthusiastic girl, isn't it? That we met a couple episodes ago. Do you reckon she's going to be part of the play? I think so. From the sounds of that. She's going to be playing Emmy. She strikes me as should be a pretty good Emmy. I don't remember seeing much of anything regarding that in her generation from what I remember. What a good senpai she is all these years. I remember the first episode of these guys meeting just like it was yesterday. That's exactly my. That's exactly how I feel about stuff, about a lot of things. It's not worth me reaching the top if it means I've got to trample on. I feel like the slightly unrelated, I guess, but the visual in Berserk with Griffith kind of walking up to his castle that he so wishes from a child. There's like a visual of him like a bridge of just thousands of corpses that he's trampled upon to kind of reach his dreams in that way, and that's something that really I'm like yeah, that really kind of, I wouldn't say got to me, but that visual just like expresses a lot of what I hate. Like I hate like even some things like job interviews. I hate the fact that I'm competing against like these people. It's like and I'd almost like I'd rather them like I don't know, really bad at word, isn't it? But that's something I'm very passionate about, honestly, about not ruining anyone else's like experience in life or their opportunities or chances. I know that in a lot of cases they couldn't give a fuck about me, or they definitely don't feel the same way. But I don't know. I'd be lying if I said if I knew exactly what platitude means. It's a very fancy word that is, but too fancy for me. Pretty should have said that quite a few times in the show as well. Lovely background song, by the way. Go. At least please show us a little glimpse of this, please. I want to see some of this play. So I think the girl I was talking about earlier, oh, flashback again. Hmm. So I did initially thought Emi Okabe died a lot younger than she did, considering the setting she's like in right here. We did see that, didn't we? So is that the old man that we saw at the start of the episode? So again, we did see this. They're going to expand on this even more. Damn. Stoic. Holy crap. Just like that, just all that pain. Those tears. God damn. Holy crap. Honestly, I got to clap this show. Like, this show has been fucking. I kind of wish we got to see a bit of the play, but just know that happens good enough, I guess. But yeah, another fantastic episode. Wrapping things up here. Seeing a little bit more of that scene right here. We didn't see the wipe away of the tears here, did we? Again, that's why I assumed, like, when we saw this, I assumed that she died quite a bit younger than she actually did. That's why I've been kind of surprised over these last couple of episodes that seeing all these family members of hers, husband, son, daughter, like no daughters, but yeah, like grandsons and daughters. Like, I thought she died quite young, but yeah. Hell of a final episode. Again, this show is so amazing how underrated. Like I say it every week, but it's so amazing that how does a show like this have such low ratings? It literally makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Like no sense. Oh, thank you for watching. For all the girls. So again, I got to give him a round of applause. Quite fitting as well, given the show. But yeah, I won't be able to name all these characters, but we got Tabata, we got her senpai here, Ibuki, Emi, Amano, is it the girl that was going to be playing alongside Emi? And I can't name any of the other ones. There's the girl in the back though. I think she was. I think she was actually. I said she'd be a pretty good Emi. I think she'd actually playing the girl that was going to be playing alongside Emi. But yeah, a couple of the newer girls in the back. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, like thank you guys for. I know these are probably some of the least popular reactions on my channel. And it's just like it really truly amazes me that something of this quality, with such a touching story and so many like how it's structured and how all the stories relate to each other and in like a deeper message, and just the format of it, the stories themselves, the drama, the emotion, the soundtrack, the visuals, everything about this show is top fucking quality, and it's just it really fucking baffles me as to how it's so overlooked. But yeah, I'll stop yapping on. It was an incredible final episode, as the whole show has been. Some episodes again more complicated and missed more things out than others, that's for sure. But as an overall package, I absolutely loved this. And yeah, just really nice wrap up. Got to see a lot of the characters from previous here as well. Again, I wish we saw a little bit of the play, but that was my only kind of negative, if you want to call it that. But yeah, really touching wrap up here, seeing Emi Okabe kind of resolve herself. So that resilience at the end here, just wipe away those tears and then just stone cold, just like, yeah, just fantastic stuff. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about that final scene as well. I can't really put into words how like it definitely sent me a message. I'm not sure if I could really put it into words, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that kind of final sequence there. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this series overall in the comments as well. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with any of my other reactions. Again, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm glad you guys did watch the show because a lot more people need to. And yeah, see you guys with whatever show you guys want to watch me watch next.